Guys, you are locked in here on the Beats and Bars show with your boy Marx. And for those of you listening on the radio, you would have just heard that track, I Can Lean on You, which is from my guest today, Paddy Simba, who I've got in the studio. I've been meaning to get this guy in for a minute, and Bob, we've finally done it, man. You're here.
We're here, man.
We're here, man. We're going to get it locked in, and we're going to go through his music, guys. We're going to talk about, you know, all the processes and like all different stuff. So definitely glad to have you here, bro.
Thank you for having me.
I want to get these people to know about Paddy and the music and everything else. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of stuff, let's take them on a little bit of a journey first. How long have you been doing the music for?
You know, I think just under a decade, if not a decade as well. It's been a long journey. I love it. I absolutely love it. I always say that I wouldn't be doing music if I weren't sharing the gospel. For me, that's my main purpose in doing music. So if I'm not doing that, if I'm not sharing about Jesus, you wouldn't probably be catching me.
You know, that's quite an interesting thing, because I don't hear many artists saying that. So so let's say you wasn't doing the gospel in that way, what would you be doing instead of the music?
I'll probably be preaching the word.
Okay. So I'll be calling you Pastor Paddy or something like that. Yeah.
You know what? To be fair, like, because I'm in Bible college, so a lot of people have started to say, "Oh, Pastor Paddy." But nah. I think that title is, you have to hear from God. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't put yourself in that thing. But for me, I just love sharing the good news. Yeah.
Do you know what? It's quite interesting hearing you say that, because we had an interview with Blessed Man recently. Oh yeah. And he was saying that he went to study the Bible in college and stuff like that as well. How do you find doing that study shapes your music in maybe the way you write lyrics or the way you see things? How do you think that impacts the music that you make?
It definitely, shapes the way I write lyrics in a massive way, because now I'm a bit more cautious about what I'm saying. You know, like, I think just to give an example, now that I'm studying the word a bit more in depth, and then when I realized that Christ won the battle for us, he's won the fight, he's done it, and all we have to do is just, receive what he's done by faith. And then now when I'm listening to, let's say, for example, like drill, gospel drill, and I'm hearing them talking about, I'm battling these, man. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But really, it's like Christ has already done it. We just need to. So that's how it shapes the way I write. I'm thinking about what I'm saying. It just really does help me a lot, so that I can just get the true gospel out there.
You know, that's quite interesting, man. And that kind of fits well into my next question, because I wanted to ask. So, listening to your music, you're so versatile. It's like, I mean, I see on your bio that you call yourself a rapper, but I've heard the garage, I've heard the Afrobeat styles and stuff like that. So how, if you were to really sit back and describe your style, how do you describe your style? Because I feel like you're touching everything.
Yeah, bro, like, you're actually right. You're absolutely right. You've nailed it. I just think I'm an artist. Like, because I think the way I work, I like listening to beats. And I kind of get a vibe or a sense to see what message I can put on there. A lot of, like, my songs, I'm singing, because sometimes singing, it kind of helps get the message across. It, like the melodies, it sticks in people's heads quite a lot. You find yourself singing songs in your mind and in your head, and you're just cool. And then sometimes, to get the message across, a little bit of rapping there. So I don't know. I do not know. I think I'm just an artist. I like Afrobeats. I like rap. I like garage. And so it's...
Do you find there's any kind of difficulty, or maybe that's difficulty is not the right word, but how do you adjust from, for example, producing a rap track and then going to your next track, which is going to be garage, and then go to your next one, which might be Afrobeats? How do you flip that switch to go from one to the other?
I'm laughing because that's always like my thing every time. Because I'll release a song, and then the next song that I want to release is so different from what I released before. So I don't find it difficult. I think it's more about the message and what I'm trying to get out there. Because again, for me, my purpose is really just to share the good news. Because, like, I released my song, God's Got Me. It's a garage song. A lot of people love that song. I've heard people say that, like, I'm in my bag when I'm doing that. And then now I've done that song, and I'm just like, all right, cool. So I'm not thinking about life after the EP. So I'm thinking, what else do I want to say?
Yeah, yeah.
And then now the song that I just recently recorded, it's totally different.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, I'm just here, there. I don't know. As long as the message is being shared.
Out. Yeah, yeah. That's the main thing, though. That's the main thing, man. So it's quite interesting because, like, with the music you do, like I said, because it's like so versatile and everything else like that. Like, one thing I'm interested to find out is, like, how much music do you listen to yourself? Like, not including your own stuff.
Yeah.
But how much music do you listen to? Let's say on any given week.
Yeah.
How much time would be dedicated to listening to music, whether it be styles similar to what you do or something completely different?
Dude, honestly, you're asking serious good questions. I think I don't listen to a lot of music as I should, especially being an artist. You need to be studying music. You need to be like listening to how different artists deliver the message and stuff like that. So for me, most times I listen to either elevation music, the hill song, some like, you know, in the praise or worship.
See, that is like so different to what I would probably expect you was going to turn around and say. Just solely listening to the style of music that you release.
Yeah. I'm so selective, but then at the same time, like, you know, I love music like Limo Blaze.
Okay,
his style of music, called out music. I listen to a lot of called out music, generally. Like rapping wise, Governor B, Lecrae's. But most of the times, if I'm driving, I'm either listening to elevation.
Yeah.
So it depends. Like if an artist brings out music, I'm gonna check it out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Put it on the playlist. But then my playlist would just be mostly worship songs. It's in there somewhere. Maybe if press next or, you know, shuffle the playlist, it comes on, I'll be listening to it. But mostly just
That's quite interesting. And you know what's really funny? Because, like, obviously you were saying that you know, people just, you know, because you're an artist, people will just naturally assume that you're going to listen to a whole load of music. And the funny thing is, most artists that I speak to have actually said a very similar thing to you. That they don't actually listen to as much music as people probably suspect they listen to.
Yeah.
And then when they do, it's something like completely different. I don't know if it's a case of like, you know, I spent all my time making this music, so when I listen to it, I want it to be slightly different. I don't know if that plays a part in it as well.
I think for me, it's my upbringing.
Yeah.
My mum, she weren't someone who played music in the house. And that's just due to her upbringing as well. I started listening to music just growing up, grime. And that's when I started getting into music.
Okay.
Through listening to grime music. But most of the new music, I have to listen to like my church playing songs. Or my wife. She's got a wide catalogue of music. So
is she an artist herself?
Pardon? No, she's not. She does sing in the praise and worship. But that's what she enjoys doing. But she don't want to be an artist, so it's cool. It's all right. But generally, like, if I'm not listening to what I already know, then I'd have to be around other people and be like, oh, this is a really nice, powerful song. Let me, you know, steal it or whatever, so I can listen to it.
I hear that. And guys, you know, I want to get you guys to hear a track from Paddy right now. This one is called Blessings. Ooh. So for those of you listening on the radio, you're going to get to hear the track. For those of you watching the video on YouTube, the link is in the description. So make sure you're clicking on that and streaming, supporting, all that good stuff. Yeah, so for you guys on radio right now, here we go. Paddy Simba with Blessings. So for your track Blessings, tell us a bit about that. You know, what's the story behind that track? How did you get to create that particular track?
Yeah, absolutely love the song. The idea came last year. I wanted to release a song for my birthday. It was a big birthday. Turned 30. So I just wanted something to just thank God with. So I got my friend Nola Mew. He's an artist himself. Check him out. So I thought, because he's got a serious pen game, you know, and I knew like the idea that I have, I knew he can bring it to life. Yeah. So I just kind of knew my place, and I knew his place. I was like, cool, you can definitely do this. So he wrote the song for me, and you know, it just captured what I wanted to say. Being grateful. My life was a testimony, you know, from where God has taken me from. And honestly, it's an amazing song. That should have come out on my birthday, but unfortunately with my music distributor, it was just like delays, so it ended up coming out later on. But I love that song.
Okay, and like, how long did it take to put that song together?
Yeah, great question again. Because I had to get some BVs. So I think in total maybe about 2-3 days. Yeah, 2-3 days.
That's not bad, you know. That's quicker than I thought you was gonna say.
Yeah. 2-3 days. Just had to get the BVs in and do my part, re-record, do my part again, and then
yeah.
You know how it goes.
I know how it goes, man. I know how it goes. I mean, obviously you released a lot of music. You know, you're still in the process of writing and stuff like that. When you look back over your career as an artist, if you want to put it that way, what's been the best advice that you've received along the way?
The best advice I've received along the way, funny enough, it was in a time where I was just actually praying to God, complaining, if you want to call it that.
We all do that. Honest, yeah, we all do that. Yeah.
You know, because again, I've been doing music for a lot of years, and I love doing it, and that's the reason why I do it, you know. But sometimes you're tempted, or I'm tempted to look at the numbers. Okay, like, am I being fruitful in what I'm doing? Yeah. I think it's important to also ask that, okay, like, is this doing anything? But again, I was in my kitchen, just genuinely just talking to God, like,
yeah.
You know, I'm doing this. I've been doing this for several years. You know, you're also looking at your peers who are also doing the same thing. They're doing great numbers. They're doing well. And in that moment, I just sensed God telling me that you came to make me known. So why does it matter if the world don't know you? Yeah,
that's powerful. That is very powerful, bro.
For me, it really lifted up the load big time. Because when I started doing this, I remember saying, I'm here to like make Christ known. So in that moment, he reminded me of how I began. And I think that was a major advice from the man himself. That I can take and I can actually share with people, because you know, it's, you know, there's a lot of people that are doing the same things. And sometimes you want to look at how you're doing and how they're doing and stuff like that. But again, as long as Christ is being praised, that's all that matters. You know?
And you know what I found to be really powerful about having that kind of mindset is because you never, even if you, okay, let's say for example, you drop a track and you've only got like 30 people that have listened to it, as opposed to 10,000 or 500,000 or whatever it might be, is that you just never know who's listening to the track, what they're going through, all that kind of stuff. So if out of those 30 people that you think, it could be the whole 30, it could be half of that.
That's right.
That could be going through something, they needed that. And for me, that is what's most important, is God being able to kind of like put that seed in and really bring people to that place where they can, one, turn to him during the time of need, but also acknowledge him as God. So like I said, sometimes we can be deceived by the amount of likes and views and all that kind of stuff. And that's not really the whole story.
It's not.
In terms of, you know, what thing. I mean, I've had stories of people that didn't even know about stuff that I was doing, but they've heard somebody else playing it, whether it be through like a radio or whatever it is, and they've been touching that way. So sometimes even the figures you see doesn't reflect how far it's really reaching, because sometimes people are not hearing it directly from the normal sources, you know what I'm saying? It's as a byproduct of someone else, you know what I'm saying?
That's powerful.
There's so many reasons why we just say, like you said, just make sure that God is the one that's getting praised and he'll do what he needs to do. Because he knows why he's called you, do you know what I'm saying? So
no, I totally agree, man. Sometimes, you know, when you sow a seed, or, you know, like you may not see the result of that seed that you planted, but, you know, as long as God is being praised, and
that's the main thing, man.
You're doing what God called you to do. So it's all good, man.
100%. So let's say, for example, you leave here today, or, you know, you get to the end of a busy week and whatnot. What do you do to relax?
I think my relaxing time is at home with my wife, go to the gym. You know, for some reason, my gym's got a swimming pool, so I love water. I'm just there. I'm relaxed. I'm in the steam room. So yeah, probably at home watching TV with my wife, or I'm in the gym. Not really the gym. I'm in the swimming pool relaxing. That's what I do to relax.
So you know, I'm picking up on something you just said about, you know, you watch TV or whatnot. What are you watching at the moment? What would you say your top 3 shows that you have right now?
Just few days ago, I watched a movie called 12 Strong.
Okay.
Great film based on a true story. American troops that go to Afghanistan. Great film. I'd recommend it. Quality. But my top 3...
There would be series or movies.
Ooh. I think I just recently got put onto Gangs of London.
Oh yeah.
Recently got put onto that.
That's tough, man. That's a tough show.
It's very gory. It's a bit.
Yeah.
But you know, because I've watched the first episode before, but I never got into it. But when my friends were really like pushing and saying this is
stick
good,
with it.
So I just kind of gave it a go, and I liked it. But I like mystery series or movies. Like murder mystery. By what is it, Adam Sandler's or whatever his name is. I like those type of things. Knives Out. You know, is it?
I know the one you mean.
Yeah, like
I know the one you mean.
Detective. You know, trying to find out who did what. Those are like my
your go-to.
Yeah.
So listen, I want to talk about your track that you've just dropped recently as well.
Yeah.
So you've got a track called "God's Got Me" that you released with Brittany Danielle.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that track. What was the inspiration behind that track, and why did you go down the garage route?
You know what? Honestly, first of all, I love that song.
Yeah.
It's a great song. Summer vibe.
Yeah.
Big summer vibe. So I was with my friend Noah, who, you know, we go to the same church, and we just finished gym. We're sitting in the car. He's like, Paddy, you need to do a garage song.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, find me a beat then, because I think I'm just very open.
Yeah.
You know, if I like a beat,
you can dump on it.
I can, it's go time.
Yeah.
So he found the beat for me, and he suggested to have Brittany Danielle, who also goes to my church.
Okay.
Amazing. She does theaters. She's just incredible. She does a lot of performing arts. So I was like, cool. I mean, I've always wanted to do a song with her because you know, her vocals are just incredible.
Just crazy. Yeah.
So cool. I suggested the idea to her, and she was up for it. So I was like, cool, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
So before that, she told me that she had never wrote lyrics before. I don't know how true that is, but that's what she says.
Yeah.
So we came to the studio, and I was like, cool, so let's write something then. Let's just see what message is coming out, you know, just... So I started writing the chorus, and before I even got to present it, she said that she wrote something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you're telling me...
into it.
So if you've told me that you've never wrote something and you've now wrote something, I'm all ears. Like, this is exciting for me. So as soon as she presented it and the way she did it, it was authentic. It was real. It was creative. It was fun. It was just meaningful as well. I was just like blown away. I literally ripped my paper. I was like, cool. Don't even worry about what I wrote. It's fine. So she recorded that. And we did some other works as well. But that was that. I thought, let me give it time. Let me, you know, like sit on it. Let me think, okay, cool, what, you know. So I was reading Psalms 91, which is one of my favorite scriptures. And so I was just trying to think, okay, like, if God's got me, how does he have me?
Yeah.
So I started writing it bit by bit, you know, just basically breaking down Psalms 91. And it's just a verse that talks about, like, if you dwell in his presence, you know, the result from that is that he's got you. With long life, he satisfies you. You know, he will honor you. He will, you know, 10,000 will fall on your right side, left side, but he will not come near you. And that's just from dwelling in his presence. So, you know, that's how God's got us, man. As long as we dwell in his presence, we're good.
No, the track is big, bro. The track is big. You know what? One thing about garage is that I think especially when you put in vocals on it, I think certain people have the right vocal range for the right tracks.
Yeah.
And she was perfect for the track. Definitely perfect for the track. And you guys are going to check it out now. Grab the headphones, bro. Let's take a listen with everyone. Guys, you're going to listen to this alongside me and Paddy right now. This is God's Got Me with Paddy and remind me the name again. I'm so bad at these names. Brittany Danielle. Apologies, Brittany. But listen, you guys have to hear the track. We're going to play it for you guys now so you get a vibe still. So I'm sure you can be shocking out listening to it and make sure you're still adding it to your playlist even though you're listening to it here. So here we go. This is Paddy's track, God's Got Me with Brittany Danielle.
Let's go.
I love this track.
Honestly, her vocals is incredible.
Even the way it builds up, you just know something's coming.
When I wake up in the morning, when I feel the sounds around me, I'm feeling safe, secure and grounded. That's when I know that God's got me.
He will dwell in the secret place, so the Most High shall abide under His grace. Rude talk can't tell me nothing else. God's got me, I walk by faith. When it feels like life is happening, life is troubling, got things juggling. Turn pain into purpose. Be calm, no need to be nervous. Stand firm and strong, cause I'm not alone. God's my fortress. With His angels around me, nothing can stop me. I speak and they got this. Turn pain into purpose. Be still, no need to be nervous. Stand firm and strong, cause I'm not alone.
God's got me. When I wake up in the morning, when I feel His arms around me, I'm feeling safe, secure and grounded. That's when I know that God's got me.
His faithfulness is a shield and the buckler, I will not fear. The terror by night, all right, a man, I do not care. Save me from the enemy's traps and the deadly plagues. 1,000 follow my left and my right, but to me, He won't come near. I will not water it down. Jesus Christ, I'm singing it loud. In your name, everything can bow. In your name, every knee will bow. I will not water it down. Jesus Christ, I'm singing it loud. Around His arms is firm foundation. Under His wings is where I'm found.
When I wake up in the morning, when I feel His arms around me, I'm feeling safe, secure and grounded. That's when I know that God's got me. When I wake up in the morning, when I feel His arms around you, you'll feel safe, secure and grounded. That's when you know that God's got you.
Wow. I mean, what more can we say, guys? The track is big. If you're not adding that to your playlist now, you're going to be missing out. So go do exactly that. Add it to your playlist. Make sure you're sharing it around, letting people hear the track. Let them know that God's got them. Bro, what is next for you? What kind of projects we got to look forward to? Any events coming up? Let us know.
Yeah, so my EP, Emotions, Through Highs and Lows, it drops this Friday.
Oh, there you go, guys. There you go.
This Friday, 25th of April. So I'm not too sure when this comes out, but that's what's next.
We're going to get this out before
Emotions.
then. We're going to get this out before then.
Yes.
So that you guys can go and get ready for the Friday.
Thank you.
So it'll be out before then.
Yeah, that's incredible. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, that's what's coming next. Emotions. I really want people to just go listen to it, check it out. I think we've all got emotions. We all got emotions. But the temptation is to be reactionary, from your emotions. But I think as believers, it's important to not be governed by emotions because emotions, they're up and down. Sometimes you're feeling sad, stress, and then sometimes you're joyful. What's to lean on? What's to live life off? So one of the biggest takes from this EP is to be governed by the word. That's just one of the biggest encouragement from it, because God's word is the truth. We should respond to situations, to just anything really through what God says. Because I think it's important that, like, for example, if someone does you wrong, the result from that, if you're living by the emotions, is to be angry, to respond in ways that can hurt them and stuff like that. Whereas God says, pray for your enemy, love your enemy. And I think there's more benefits in doing that.
Yeah.
You're sowing God's seed, you know, because when we manifest Jesus, we are really showing someone Christ. You know, when we're patient with someone, when we're kind with someone, you know, these things, they seem like small words, like kindness and stuff like that, but kindness, last time I checked, it's a fruit of the spirit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, you know, when you show someone kindness, you're showing someone Jesus. So it's important that as Christians, we show people Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the biggest takes from this EP, man. Yeah, emotions to
I could definitely hear the influence of the Bible school coming out when you talk. 100%. Definitely 100%. I can't understand why people got to call you pastor, deacon, and stuff like that. But on the real though, because like even with you talking and saying the things you were just saying, how important is it for you as an artist when you're writing your lyrics to really kind of deliver that message in the songs for people to kind of really be blessed, touched, or to find something that they can take away from it?
It's important, man, because, you know, we all go through things. I think that's one of the guarantees in life, that we all go through things, and it's important to deliver the message accurately so that when people do go through things, you know, they're able to know where to turn to.
Yeah.
You know, again, for me, one of the biggest things, I'm always trying to point back to Jesus. You know, even if I'm being vulnerable about me, I'm just opening up to, you know, how Jesus saved me. And if he did it for me, he can do it for others. So it's important that, you know, the message gets put across to know that Jesus saves. You know, Jesus 100%. Is there. You know, when everything around us doesn't work out, you know, our cushions, friends, family, or money, finances don't work, then Jesus is the answer. He's the answer. Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, listen, you've heard it from this guy himself. I mean, powerful messages. How can people connect with you and like hear more about, you know, the kind of music that you're dropping, the kind of message that you're delivering?
Well, you can find me on everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, all the socials, Instagram, X, just everywhere. Paddy Simba. You know, I've got this EP dropping. I'm gonna be performing at several festivals this summer. I've got a few concerts that I'll be at. I've got a headline show as well in October.
Are you ready to give us the details for that now? We got to wait a little bit.
Nah. More information is to follow.
Okay, cool.
More information is to follow, but definitely it won't be me alone. I've got friends that are gonna be there, you know, sharing the gospel. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, and yeah, you can find me anywhere really.
Cool, guys. Make sure you're doing that. Follow him on his socials, checking out his music and all that good stuff. Make sure, like I said, you're supporting this new track, God's Got Me, as well. It's a big track. You've heard it today. You come and hear it again at the end of the show.
Come on.
Bro, it's been a privilege seeing you today and hearing from you, man. It's great having you here, man.
Honestly, I enjoyed it, man. Time just went by real quick.
Proper quick. But guys, listen, this has been Marx with my guy, Paddy Simba. Make sure that you guys are, like I said, doing all the good stuff and following. We're going to get this track again to end the show. God's Got Me, Paddy Simba featuring Brittany Danielle. Guys, I shall see you in the next Beat and Bar.
Ooh.